Hey everyone, welcome back to part two. I'm joined with Danny Boyle, owner of Platinum Wave Camper Vans, and if you haven't already, go back, check out part one where we dived into how you start up a business and actually how you sort of focus your ideas if you're a new entrepreneur wanting to start a business. So do go check out part one, it was an awesome part. So in this part two, we are going to talk about the 3 ways to generate more customers, which hopefully will equal more sales for you and your business. So to kick things off, Danny, for your business, or just to kind of generalise really, because everyone's going to be in different businesses, how do you generate more customer leads?
From the start, so basically what I did was I made sure I had a presence. I put myself in the customer's shoes. I said, right, where would I go? What would I do? How? Now, you can't just all run out and start spending 8, 9, 10 grand a month on advertising. So again, I'd have another look at what other people did in the field, and what you'd find on, especially on social medias, is a lot of them will put a picture of a lovely video up, and then there'd be loads of comments and people, and they'd leave it and just say it's sold. You know, I wasn't, again, because camper vans, especially some of them, they're quite expensive. Do you know what I mean? So, and therefore the people that retail them and sell them on a bigger scale have got these funds. So basically I would go onto Facebook, see what they were doing, and see what Facebook, Instagram, see what they were and weren't doing, and then try to add some sort of value. So for example, I put a picture up, there'd be people that would comment and they'd say, okay, what does this do? How does this work? How fast is this? What? Some of them were questions that wasn't relative to my particular product, but they were about camper vans. So because I was fairly new to it, I was educating myself. So then I'd go home at night after work, and I'd get out the laptop, go onto Google, and I'd respond to every customer. I'd build a conversation with them. I'd build a rapport with them. Some of them would say, well, we can't buy this year, we'll buy next year. I'd spend every single night getting into some sort of chat with them, messages, get the emails out there, and build up a pool of customers that way. And then they were then telling their friends, extremely helpful, great lad, you know, he went out of his way to do this, to do that. And then slowly but surely, then, you know, once I started to generate a little bit of profit, then when Facebook was far better value for money than it is now, I was boosting the posts a little bit on with tiny budgets, but then that was just generating more people asking more questions. So it was, you know, completely magnifying what I did at the start. So all of a sudden, let's just say I had 10 comments on a post and I engaged with 3 or 4 conversations. Yeah. They'd come and message me. I was getting 70, 80, 90. And because I was back then, I was trying to build budget camper vans so people with lower budgets, to try and make it affordable as I could. You know, there was that many people that were all sending comments and messages. I'd literally sit up all night, and then to build the following, because again, budgets were tight. Let's say I got 100 or 260 likes on a picture. I'd go on to the likes and I'd manually invite everybody.
Oh wow!
To come and like the page.
Yeah,
that's what I'd manually do it. I was shattered.
Time consuming.
Oh, it was. But look,
this is what you got to do.
Yeah, this is what you have to do. Like you say, to try and get your name out there, you have to go the extra mile. You've got to do what the others aren't doing.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to do it. You have to find out what customers. I think people overcomplicate quite a lot of this. I really do. I think they think that they have to have huge budgets, or they have to. You don't. You know what I mean?
Interaction.
If it's all human beings will help people that have helped them.
Yeah.
So if you give them information, give them answers to questions, go out your way to find answers to questions that you don't know. 2 people win. You win because you're now educated. And next time the same person asks you that question, not only will you answer it, you'll get it answered in 15 seconds, which looks really impressive.
Yeah.
You know, show them that you're educated, but they also win. So they're not going to go out and spend, especially with people that are spending 25 and 30 grand. What I've found is you're taking every penny they have, and probably small family loans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're extremely nervous about what they're buying with us. So you have to do what you can to put them at ease, answer the questions, but that's how we slowly but surely built leads. And then, I don't know, once you kind of get into the habit of it, you don't really want to stop doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know it works. If something works, then you don't really want to let go of that. Do you know what I mean? Until, like you say, 4 or 5 years down the line, you know, you can that old saying, don't work hard, work smart. You know, I can now reach out to more people by investing.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, there's still part of me that still likes to try and get involved with customers.
So it's that being really hands-on in the beginning.
Yes, mega, yeah.
And that is, I think you just said it, and Danny just said it, is not overcomplicating it. I think, like you said, you know, the fact that you went into each and every I'm a really big believer in what you just said as well, is that do what other people aren't willing to do.
Don't overcomplicate. Find out just put yourself in the shoes of whatever it is you sell. If you like what you sell and you're passionate about what you sell, then you'll kind of have an idea of where they're going to go and what they're going to do.
It's like going to...
When you get in there, what do you want to find when you're in there? I want people to answer my questions. I want people to relieve my fears. I want people to, you know, make sure that they're not spending all this money. That you know, that I'm confident I'm spending it in the right place. You know, we've done loads of stuff over the years. People like, literally last week was a customer ring up. He bought a vehicle from last August. He bought it. Lovely gentleman. He rang me up. He said, look, he didn't say I'd like to sell a vehicle. He said, I've got to sell the vehicle. Right. He said it to one of our members of staff, and he rang me up. I won't mention his name on here, but so-and-so, he said he's got to sell the vehicle, and I thought, he's in trouble. So someone don't ring me, so I picked up the phone, rang him up. You know, it really puts life into perspective. He's got health implications. We just give him a full refund. Wow. We give every single penny of his money back. It's 12-month-old.
And he will tell everyone about that.
People might see this. They might say, but the cost of transport has gone up, so he's still getting his money back. Of course, we'll still get my money back, but that's not the most important thing here. The most important thing is he's getting his money back. We have got probably £3.5 million worth of stock. Okay, we ain't gonna miss it. It's £50,000, and the poor sod said, I'm selling everything I can just in case this don't work in 2 months.
But he's going to talk about your business now to everyone. Of course,
but I'm a massive believer in good karma. If you can afford to do it, put a smile on the customer's face, get it done, you know, pinching at pennies and grabbing at pounds, and that's not the bigger picture. You have to be really careful as well. What I find quite a lot of people do, and spend a lot of time doing when they start the new business, is why ain't my friends sharing my business? The truth is, no one likes getting left behind. Your friends are. You ain't got as many friends as you think. You've probably got 10. If that. All this crap you see, and you see people literally that are not happy at all, posting on all social medias. You know,
bitter.
Like, why ain't they helping me? You open your eyes. There's 65 million people in the UK, and you're crying about 100 of your Facebook friends not sharing your stuff. The truth is, they don't want to share your stuff. Because when you share and you start getting any sort of success, these people are going to be the first to slag you off, and it makes them question their achievements. Well, I could probably do that, but I seen Danny was up till 2 in the morning, you know, trying to get likes on Facebook or followers for his.
They don't like the work ethic.
No, and they don't want to have to be coerced into doing it. They think, well, I'd rather make him or her sound more average, so then I don't feel like I'm not doing enough. Do you know what I mean? So I'd get that straight out of your head. Friends and family, if they share it, absolutely fantastic, but you're never going to build a business relying on them.
So when it comes to then the branding and the marketing of that business, how important has social media been? Have you found that things are, because we're talking about it off screen, is that transition from like SEO, Google, that's a budget, everyone needs a budget for that. How important recently or over these recent times has social media been an impact to your sales? And what would you say?
It's absolutely huge. Obviously, social media is moving at a pace where you have got to keep your finger on the pulse. Because Facebook was absolutely incredible for like our first 6 months. But if we try and do now what we done then, we would get 10% of the likes, 10% of the comments, 5% of the messages. You know, it's just the whole thing's changed. It changes all the time. So as soon as you can, I know you've got to try and find an expert that will tell you why, you know, change direction. But a lot of things, people say, well, there's that much to do, how do you do it all on your own? If you stop what you're doing on a Sunday at 12 o'clock and spend 2 or 3 hours planning your week,
I'd agree with that, totally.
You will get a minimum of 6-7 times more than that. If people say 6-7 times, no chance. A minimum of 6-7 times more done. I'm not a big advocate of this sleeps for wimps. If you don't sleep, you be ratty, you make poor decisions. That, you know, all that crap about 7 days a week, 100-hour weeks. You need to do what's best for yourself. When I said there's 65 million people in the UK, every single person is different. So, although a lot of people's habits are the same, if you can take on so many successful people's habits, stuff like be disciplined, try and stay in some sort of shape.
It's simple, isn't it? Really,
That's the killer. Like people
it is
think
simple.
It's massive. Like you either have to have loads of money or you're extremely lucky. It's nothing to do with luck. But one of the biggest things that I've found over the past 3 or 4 years, like especially after I found a little bit of success, was who you surround yourself with.
Yeah. Can't beat
it. Changes the game. And Facebook is amazing for marketing. Just take 20 minutes out of your life, set up a LinkedIn profile. Okay, find someone who is where you want to be in 10 years. You don't have to message them. Follow them. Find 10
Watch
people.
the blueprint.
Find them. You literally just watch what they do, and you do the same.
Yeah.
You literally do the same.
Yeah.
You'll find stuff that they do that impacts your week a little bit too much, and because some people have got, like some of these successful people haven't got families, they haven't got kids. You do have to find a balance, but ultimately, if you follow them and implement your own strengths along the way, ultimately you are going to be 150 times further ahead in 3 years than you would have been if you're freestyling it, chasing your friends and your family to share your stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Wash it away. LinkedIn for me is where it's at. There are a load of fake gurus. You've got to watch what you read. I 100% understand that. But what again, if you pay attention and have a look, you will see the same successful people reaching out and talking to other successful people. You can separate the wheat from the chaff, and it's very simple. Follow habits. Get up, plan your week, spend time. These people will tell you what to do. Sometimes you haven't got to find your own way. These people will tell you what to do at the click of a finger on your phone.
Yeah.
Not the so-called gurus that are trying to sell you and upsell you stuff. Like the people that have been there and done it.
Yeah.
This is what but they will always say the same at the start with no money. You've only got yourself to rely on.
Yeah.
But you can manually do it. That's
there is huge value there. Like if you missed any of that, re-watch it, because everything you've just said, love that. I agree with all of it as well. Like it's so simple. And just to wrap up then part 2, if you had to give a top tip for someone watching this thinking, okay, I want to start generating sales, want to get a bit of profit now from what I'm doing, hard work, what would be your top tip to generate? Where would you start? If
you're starting out, I would definitely just have a look at what other companies are doing, just go that little bit further. It might eat into your profit a little bit. It might, if what you're thinking of does eat into your profit too much, think of something else. Do something more. You haven't got to do something different or something special. You've got to do something a little bit more. And anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody, effort, consistency, persistence. The beautiful thing is that everyone that makes huge lorry loads of money or helps millions of people or whatever it is that they deem, because success isn't always about money.
Yeah.
People like to measure success in money. Success is happiness, isn't it? If you're happy with what you do and you don't want X amount of millions of pounds, and that's how you need to measure it. But all these people that have achieved all these things, regardless of whether it's money, helping people, charities, they all have similar habits, similar. But the beauty of the internet is you ain't got to pay for them.
Yeah.
You open up your laptop, get out
on
your
your
phone,
fingertips.
watch them. Stop watching absolute shite.
Yeah.
Paying attention to Egypts.
Yeah.
I have been guilty of it. Getting involved in debates on Facebook and stuff like that. Keep them to yourself and just switch off. The more time you spend following these people, implementing their habits, the faster you will get there.
Double down.
But yeah, people think that there's this big hard work. You can work your way as far forward or as far backward as you want. It's just
amazing. Love that. Awesome, Danny. Join us in part 3 where we're going to be talking about alternative investments and entrepreneurship as a whole.